Alright, it's been a while since I did an update. Few reasons for that. One of the reasons, well, frankly, it's just hard to record stuff when I'm the only one doing it, like building and recording. It just makes building stuff take a lot longer. And I'm kind of trying to get this done as quick as possible, but it's also as best as possible, so it's just kind of taken a really long time. And then my bus was in the shop for 2 weeks. I wanted to kind of get like a whole once look over by a shop before I initially head out, and I was gonna push that off till like kind of like the end of the build, but then I ended up doing it sooner just because I needed to get my rear air suspension bags replaced, and so I brought it into the shop for them, and they kind of looked over everything. They did DOT inspection, which is basically like an inspection. Any of the big vehicles, buses, whatnot, have to have on the road, and if the shop finds anything wrong with it, those vehicles aren't allowed to go back into service until it's fixed, basically just keeping the roads safe for you. And so I had them do that inspection. If anything came back wrong, I didn't actually have to do it myself because this is for personal use. I didn't like have to do the repair. Nothing came back wrong, which is great. So I had them do all the fluids except the oh my goodness, except the coolant. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word for some reason. Because I just flushed the whole system and put new extended life coolant in my system myself, so they didn't need to do that again, and I didn't need to pay for that again. So all the fluids, I also didn't have them do a transmission service because this has never had a transmission service, and it's about at the miles where you would want one for the bus, so I had them do that. That was pricey. And then they did the rear airbags, and I'll show those. Got new, and those are just like the air suspension for the bus. I assume, so my old air suspension, when the bus would be off for like 2 hours, they'd completely deflate, and then the bus would then just kind of rest on the axles. And I assume that was the case, and that's kind of just like what everything did. The reason I wanted them replaced is because they were a bit dry rotted, but they still filled up every time I turned the bus on, so I assume that's how they were. Well, I got these new ones, and the bus is sat for 5 days, and they're still completely inflated. So apparently they're supposed to stay inflated and not kind of lose air after 2 hours of the bus not being on. So that's nice, and it's going to make keeping stuff level on the inside way easier and nicer to do. So happy with that, but it was pricey. And then the bus was out the shop for 2 weeks, so I didn't get to work on it for 2 weeks, and that's just because the bus is 20 years old. They needed a filter for the transmission, but they don't have any of those on stock, so they had to order it and all this stuff. I also wanted them to look at possibly, I want to get a quote for new tires. I did get new tires, but from a different place. I'll show those. And then I wanted to see if they could install a trailer hitch for me. The reason I wanted to get a quote for that too is because I have rear tail hooks in the back. Most people, when they add a trailer hitch to these school buses, they end up removing those tow hooks. I'd like to keep those if at all possible. But anyways, the shop was taking way too long to get source a hitch, figure out one that would work, so I told them just to skip that. And then the tires, they quoted me a price, but they couldn't actually tell me what tires they were putting on the bus because they outsourced that. And so I didn't do that either. Oh, the other thing with this bus is the transmission for this bus is 6th gear capable. It's capable of having a 6th gear, but for school buses, they're all only programmed to use 5 gears, and that's just because they don't want them to go fast enough, like too fast or whatnot, safety reasons. But in order to unlock 6th gear, and for example, my bus currently, it can go 70, right? I don't want to go any faster than that, but if I could knock down those RPMs a bit, hey, that'd be great. So I'd like to unlock that 6th gear. But going through that process, and I was trying to get them to do it, it's just a mess. Basically, no one wants to do it because they don't get anything out of it, except the first people, like the people actually doing the service for me. You know, I pay them, but anyone else involved in the string doesn't actually get anything out of it. So for example, there's an Allison transmission. I need to get Allison to approve it, that yes, they can do it, and they have to send us the, you know, unlock code to reprogram it. But in order for Allison to do that, I have to get approval from International, which is who makes the chassis, that the chassis can handle the increased speed, even though I'm not going any faster. But then International says, no, we need to get Allison approval for, and it's just like a back and forth constantly, and no one actually wants to help. I think I found a workaround where someone already has this code and they can remote into my desktop and do it for me. So if that works out, that's going to be great. And then I can kind of just avoid that whole mess of he said, she said that I've been dealing with for the past couple months trying to get someone to do this. But yeah, I'll kind of go around and show what I've been working on the past. It's almost been like a month and a half probably since I did the last update video. Yeah, you know, once I'm done building it and I actually start traveling, I plan on doing like at least a weekly video of kind of like what I'm doing that week and everything like that. But yeah, it's just been a very busy month. I got a new job and everything, so finishing the last job, starting the new job. Yeah, just very busy. Job's remote. Was only looking for a remote job just because I want to do this. So that's gonna be great. But yeah, so let's start and see what's going on now. So sitting inside the bus right now. First thing you'll see is, one sec, someone's messaging me. First thing you'll see is I built the new door. A lot of fingerprints on it right now. It's aluminum. Holds the fingerprints real great. I need to clean it and paint it, everything, whatnot. I also plan on installing a window up in that area because as a driver, you know, I want to be able to see out that door. So I need to order an RV window to go there. I've been searching for other ones that are semi-affordable, and they're just hard to find. And the reason is I want a double pane window, and those are just hard. Like for small ones, start at like 500 bucks. For the windows I got for the back here, they actually just arrived in California, so should be getting them within the next 2 weeks probably. They're dual pane. Ordered them from China. I ordered them from the manufacturers that the dual pane people that supply America get them from, so not worried about the quality of them. And yeah, so, but I just can't wait another, you know, 2 to 3 months of what it took for me to get those for this door here. So I'm trying to figure out another option. I may just have to, you know, pay a lot more to get one from a US supplier. But yes, I got the door here. It's not actually shut right now. I need to remove the old mechanics for the previous door. Right now they're all just kind of sitting here wired down. But actually before I did the door even, I insulated the stairs. So the stairs are done up until I figure out what I'm actually doing for the flooring for the bus, and then I'll, you know, put it all here. I want to insulate the stairs and whatnot, just because I'm trying to insulate as much as I possibly can. But yeah, and then take you and show you what, oh, my door. Here's the door on the outside. I used aluminum U-channel and then aluminum panels and just slid them up and bolted them together. And then in the middle of the door actually, so it's 1.5 inches thick. In the middle is a complete big styrofoam foam board. Just like that pink foam there. I have it firm inside, so this is an insulated door as well. Very, very heavy duty, and then an RV lock. So I wanted a keypad that I could get in and out of easily. Pretty solid. And then So I already had new front tires, so didn't need to get new ones there. My back tires were extremely dry rotted, cracking all over the place, and I had 0 tread left. So I got new tires. I paid more than I wanted to for them, in the sense that, you know, I was hoping I could get like a name, not a name brand, and like more of a Chinese one. And those, the cheaper Chinese ones you can get for around $250 to $300 a piece. But I was looking on the forums and asked a few different questions on Skoolie.net. It's a website that, you know, everyone gives you their opinions and experiences and everything. And everyone said that the Chinese tires just don't last and they're not good. Found the same thing from, you know, truckers and whatnot. And then I also needed dedicated drive tires because I'm going to be going in and out of sand, gravel, wet grass, and so I wanted some ones that are good with all that. And so I ended with these. They came out to be about like the best bang for the buck, but they're still crazy expensive. I paid, I think, like $4.50 a piece for each tire, and I got 4 of them. So, I mean, you do the math; it wasn't cheap. But these tires, they last forever. They're semi-truck tires. I'm not going to be driving near as much as a semi-truck will be, so they should last a while. I just need to continually protect them from dry rot. Dry rot is what will take these out before any type of miles will. So got new tires, and then if we look back here, if this can focus, you see I got the new airbags. And they're still inflated. Bus has been parked here for 3 days now. Very happy with those. And yeah, so that's the update on there. Yesterday we had a really bad rain. And it started leaking really bad up there inside, and so we had a really strong rain, and that was my time that I wanted to go in the bus and figure out where all our leaks were. And so a few different places that were leaking bad, and places I knew of, I just didn't know how bad. And so up top there was leaking bad, and that's because we had lights up there, and I might put the lights back, but here was leaking real bad. This is where the stop sign would have been, and so there's just tons of holes there. So I went through with Bondo body filler, patched all the holes. You see, primed it with some paint, but just kind of went through and sealing it off as much as I can. There were a few more leaks coming from the top ribs where, you know, all the seams meet at the roof. And so my plan is, you know, the rest of today and probably next weekend, because I don't think it's going to be a quick task, is going up on the roof and, you know, getting the old sealant, caulking, whatever you want to call it, seam sealer off, and putting new seam sealer in. I'm just making it watertight, and then when I do get the windows and then I can install them, then it's basically time for spray foam. I got a few different, I got the seam sealer I want to use here. I'm just using the Dynatron 550 seam sealer. It's not wanting to focus on it. Hello? There you go. 550 seam sealer. This is a recommendation from basically everyone. I had another one I got. I got some 3M seam sealer. It's actually an OEM grade, the one I got, and so you can only get it online. Like, no stores sell it. Really good stuff. But apparently it needs a different caulking gun to actually use it, and the caulking gun's like 200 bucks. So I'm just going with the tried and true tested Dynatron 550. I've already used this stuff before. Everyone uses it and loves it, so I'm just going to go with this. And yeah, all right, I'm gonna go start working on it.
feeling 17, until I woke up and I realized it had all just been a dream. But we should go and not bring our phones. Can we please do something stupid like convert an old school bus? We could bring a couple friends, or we could keep it to just us. I don't care. Can we just go somewhere? We'll go to Rome or Paris. No, I don't care. It's about time we started living. I'm sick of everything I'm missing out on. Can we go see the Rio Grande, please? There's so much left for us to do. I wonder if this might be true, that life is waiting on me and you. There's Greece and Scotland, Puerto Rico, with all the plans we're making. There's memories to be made, so girl, are we just waiting? Let's just go. No one will know if we're in Rome or Paris. No, I don't care. It's about time we started living. I'm sick of everything I'm missing out on. Can we go see the Rio Grande, please? There's so much left for us to do. I wonder if this might be true, that life is waiting on me and you. It's been a real hot minute since I've really been living. So what if we went crazy for the day? We'll drive to some place we've never seen, the Grand Canyon or Miami Beach, and make a little love on the way. Girl, what do you say? We'll go to Rome or Paris. No, I don't care. It's about time we started living. I'm sick of everything I'm missing out on. Can we go see the Rio Grande, please? There's so much left for us to do. I wonder if this might be true, that life is waiting on me and you.
All right, I need to get on the ladder and get this part of the seams next. I just can't reach it from the roof. Hopefully I'll be able to reach it from the ladder, so we'll see. It still looks like it's gonna rain, but it hasn't started yet, so I finished the first 3 seams. I'm restarting some more. I'm actually gonna go back on the first 3 though and add some more sealant. I was doing it really neat and clean. This seam sealer doesn't spread easily like normal silicone does. So I was doing it lightly to make it, you know, look nice, but to be honest, it's on the roof and I'd rather it be watertight than look nice. And when I come through and I sand the whole roof and repaint the whole roof, I can actually sand that. So I think I'm actually going to just apply it really thick. It's not going to look as nice, but it'll be more watertight. And when I go and actually paint the roof and it's painted over and everything, it'll hide all the, you know, imperfections of spreading it. So that's actually what I'm going to do with that. But yeah, I gotta go through and start cleaning more of these seams again, so that's gonna be fun. Not really, but it's gotta be done. But right now, it's a break. Oh man, my back is sore from a whole weekend of this. If any of you knew me, you know, I don't like coffee, but a nice can of soda, man. Love it. little can of joy for only like 20 cents. Can't beat it. Alright, I got all the sides done. I think I'm racing the rain, so I gotta hurry and try and seal it all up. Alright, it's starting to rain, so I'm wrapping up for the day. I got everything, all the seams done that I want to. I even got it re-seamed around this roof hatch delete. I had butyl tape going around, but I also wanted to put some seam sealer, so I got the seam sealer down as well. You know, they're not pretty, but when it's not raining and it's hardened, I'm going to come back out and sand it a bit to become smoother. But this is also all going to be covered up by paint and solar panels. Like, you won't ever see it up here. But yeah, I'm going to sand it once it's actually hardened and everything, so it'll make it smooth and whatnot. But this stuff turns into a rock that is able to stretch a little bit, because, you know, the buses are going to flex. But there we go. See over there, it's extremely foggy. I don't know if you can tell right now, which means there's a lot of rain coming and I gotta hurry and pick everything up. But yep, here we are. Basically finished with re-seaming the roof. We still got a lot more other things to seam.